Once upon a time, in a beautiful village called Aragbo, there lived a very rich king named King Adewale. He was known for his kindness and wisdom. King Adewale had everything anyone could ever dream of: gold, beautiful clothes, and the most delicious food. However, there was one thing he did not have: a perfect wife to share his kingdom with. One day, King Adewale decided he needed to find his perfect wife, but he wanted someone who loved him for who he was, not because he was rich. So, he came up with a clever plan. He decided to disguise himself as a poor man and leave the village to find his true love. King Adewale packed a small bag with only a few simple clothes and a little food. He wore old, worn-out clothes and covered his face with dust so no one would recognize him. He looked just like a regular, poor traveler. With a heart full of hope and a little bit of worry, he left his grand palace and started his journey. The first village he reached was called Ekan. It was a small, friendly place with kind people. As he walked through the market, he saw children playing, women selling fruits, and men working hard. King Adewale smiled and thought, "Maybe I will find my perfect wife here." He saw a young woman named Neka selling oranges. She had a bright smile and was very friendly to everyone. King Adewale approached her and asked, "May I please have an orange? I have very little money, but I am very hungry." Neka smiled and gave him an orange without asking for money. "Here you go, sir. Everyone deserves to eat, whether they have money or not." King Adewale was very happy with Neka's kindness. He thanked her and went to find a place to sleep. As he wandered, he saw another woman named Funmi. She was helping an old man carry a heavy basket. King Adewale thought, "Funmi is very kind too." The next day, King Adewale visited another village called Ife. In Ife, he met a woman named Amina. She was singing a beautiful song while helping her mother cook. Her voice was like music to his ears, and her heart seemed full of love. As days went by, King Adewale met many kind and wonderful women. Each one had something special, but he wanted to be sure he chose the perfect wife who loved him for who he truly was, not for his riches. One evening, while resting under a big tree, King Adewale thought about all the kind women he had met. He wondered, "Who will be the perfect queen for my kingdom? How will I know who truly loves me for me?" Just then, a gentle breeze blew, and he heard a soft voice say, "True love sees the heart, not the riches." King Adewale knew he still had more to learn and more people to meet. His journey was not over yet. He picked up his bag, ready to continue his search, with hope in his heart and a smile on his face. And so, King Adewale's adventure to find his perfect wife went on. King Adewale continued his journey and reached a village called Ijebu. It was nestled by a sparkling river and surrounded by lush green fields. As he walked through the village, he noticed the villagers were preparing for a big festival. Colorful decorations were everywhere, and the air was filled with the smell of delicious food. Curious, King Adewale asked a young boy what the celebration was about. The boy, whose name was Chinedu, smiled and said, "We are celebrating the Festival of Hearts. It's a special time when we share love and kindness with everyone." King Adewale thought this would be the perfect opportunity to observe and meet more people. He decided to help with the preparations. He carried water, set up tables, and even helped cook the food. The villagers were grateful for his help, and they welcomed him warmly. During the festival, King Adewale met a woman named Adora. She was singing and dancing with the children, making them laugh with her funny stories. King Adewale noticed how much the children adored her and how she treated everyone with kindness and respect. He also met another woman named Saad, who was caring for the elderly. She made sure they had enough to eat and drink, and she listened to their stories with great interest. King Adewale was impressed by her patience and compassion. As the night went on, King Adewale found himself sitting by the river, watching the stars. He was deep in thought when he heard someone approach. It was Adora. She sat down beside him and said, "You seem troubled. Is there something on your mind?" King Adewale sighed and said, "I am searching for someone special, someone who loves truly and deeply, without thinking of riches or power. It's not an easy task." Adora smiled gently and replied, "True love is indeed rare, but it exists. Sometimes it's closer than you think. You just have to look with your heart." King Adewale pondered her words. He decided to stay in Ijebu a little longer to get to know Adora and Saad better. He spent his days helping in the village and his evenings talking to the villagers. He learned that Adora took care of her younger siblings and worked hard to make sure they were happy. Saad, on the other hand, was always there for anyone in need, never asking for anything in return. One day, King Adewale decided to test their kindness. He pretended to be very ill and weak. Both Adora and Saad took turns caring for him, bringing him food and medicine, and making sure he was comfortable. They showed him great compassion, never once complaining or expecting anything in return. King Adewale's heart was touched by their selflessness. He realized that both women had qualities that would make a perfect queen, but he still needed to choose just one. As he lay on his mat, pretending to sleep, he heard Adora and Saad talking. They spoke kindly of him, wishing him well and hoping he would find happiness. King Adewale knew he had found not just one, but two amazing women who embodied true love and kindness. But now, he faced the hardest decision of all. Who would be the perfect queen for his kingdom? King Adewale knew he needed to reveal his true identity soon and make his choice. He just hoped that whoever he chose would accept him for who he truly was, rich or poor. And so, with a hopeful heart and a mind filled with thoughts, King Adewale prepared for the moment of truth. He knew his journey was nearing its end, but the most important part was just beginnings.